Welcome to this episode of She's All Books. Book Besties here with me today is author Jen Davis. Hi, Jen. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so excited to hang out with you and talk all things For Eva. This is your debut.
It is, yes. Yeah, and my first video interview, so it's very exciting.
Very exciting. I'm so excited to dive in. For those of you joining us and watching this episode, For Eva is what I love to refer to as a retro romance. You get so much nostalgic vibes. You see a lot of back and forth in this book. Eva, the main character, without giving spoilers away, does a lot of flashbacks into the 80s, which we'll dive into in just a bit. So I know a lot of my viewers are big nostalgia junkies like I am, and you will get all of that in this book. So stay tuned for this episode, and you're going to want to run to Amazon and grab your copy. So Jen, I like to do all these interviews with a nostalgic vibe. Okay. And so we're going to let a paper fortune teller do our question guiding. So ironically, if you're watching this, Jen and I were just chatting, and we are from practically the same town in Virginia. So I have a question for you, and I'm hoping that my hypothesis is correct with this. Okay. What did you grow up calling these? Were they paper fortune tellers or were they cootie catchers?
Oh my God. No, we just kept them. We were just like, let's do the thing.
Well, that makes me feel, my hypothesis is still not wrong. So a lot of people I talk to, depending on the region that they're from, call it different things. And so I always called it a paper fortune teller. So I've been telling everybody where I'm from, we call it a paper fortune teller. And I was like, is Jen about to debunk what I've been saying and turn me into a lie?
I cannot debunk that. We just called it the thing. We were just the thing. Somebody just made it and was like, I don't think we ever, I don't know. It's been a long, long time. Maybe my memory's faded.
Maybe it was interchangeable too. Cause it's not like I never heard cootie catcher either. So it was maybe.
I don't think I've heard that. Okay. I feel like I've heard paper fortune teller, although I can't swear that I called it that.
Right.
So I feel like that
turned me into a liar. So we're off to a great start.
Yeah, we are. We're good. We're good.
And I got my voice pretty much back. Hopefully by the end of this interview, it's still here. I did attend the Alanis Morissette concert this weekend. It was everything I dreamt of and more. Best concert I've ever been to. And I'm so concert goer. So bear with me if I start coughing up along this.
No, listen, I get it. As I told you on the DMs, it was you have to scream at Alanis. You can't go and not scream,
And she's belting it out. So then you have to belt it out. You can't just leave her hanging. She's putting on a show. Yes. So I'm rocking my gear from there. I had to buy the $45 t-shirt and a koozie because why
wouldn't you? Right.
I would have bought it all if I could. So it was so much fun. So I'm excited to get some more of that nostalgia. I'm on a nostalgia high right now.
I love nostalgia, so let's do it.
Who are watching this and you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, this is a paper origami folded thing that we would play with when we were younger, grade school. And on the outside, it's hard to see right now with this camera. I need to darken it up a bit, but there's colors, 4 different colors that I'll read each time to Jen so she can choose. On the inside, there's numbers 1 through 8. And how I played it when I was younger is under each number would be a yes or no, and you would ask it questions, and that was the fortune teller piece of it. But the way we will do it for this interview is each question corresponds with each number, there you go, corresponds with a question that I have for Jen. Bookish related, author related, diving in, getting to really know Jen as an author. I'm so excited for all of you to get to know Jen as an author as well. So that's how we're going to play this. So you'll get really sick of hearing me spell out colors and count up to 8 for this part of the episode. Are you ready?
I am so ready. Let's do it.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.
So your color options are pink, yellow, orange, or blue.
Yellow.
Yellow. All right. YELLOW. Almost stopped at O. I wonder if I've ever done that. That's embarrassing. Okay. Your number options are 1, 2, 5, or 6.
5.
5. All right. So we have question number 5. Okay. So as I mentioned, Jen, this is your debut book. What are some tropes that you like to read yourself, like when you're reading books? And what are some tropes you like to write about?
Oh gosh, that actually is a hard question. Okay.
I feel like it changes all the time when you're reading. So yeah.
You know, I love. I don't think it's a trope though.
It could be like a micro trope. It could be like any vibe.
I'm so bad at this. Look at me. My reading is so like varied that I don't always necessarily read books that have that trope element to them.
Right.
But I do enjoy the books that do. So I don't know. It's like, I think I saw the other day on Instagram somebody saying that like witty banter or texts or like dialogue or, you know, was a trope, just like bouncing off one another type of thing.
Good banter. Yes.
Yes. I love that. I'm a sucker for a second chance, but like,
same.
even though my book isn't, well, it's you. Well, you know.
But I see a second chance. I'm sure.
I do like a second chance. So I think as far as that translates into my writing, there is that second chance element, kind of flipped on its head a little bit, like, and then just the like. I don't know if it's witty because I don't want to say that I wrote. I mean, I don't want to be like, oh, look at me writing witty banter or dialogue. But, but the two people in the book who have that connection, like, and can bounce, like, can volley off of each other. Like, I love that. I love that. It just feels, I don't know. It gives me, I don't know. It makes me squeezy.
It does. No, we're the same. I absolutely love those things. I get very excited when a book includes great dialogue, where the conversation just like flows and the characters vibe off of each other. I feel like, and I'm not an author, and this is probably why, I feel like that would be very challenging to write like really good dialogue between two characters that just like hits off of each other so well. And you nailed it.
You know, I think it's like if you can find like one or two things that they like really have in common and use it, but not like make it so, not use it over and over and over again. So you're like, okay, like the reader's like, I get it. I did worry about that a little bit in my book, but I think I pared it down. So it's like, it's a little funny joke. But, yeah, it's fun. Like dialogue is my favorite thing to write because it's, I don't know. I just imagine how I would talk to somebody like, and realistic dialogue in a book gets me every time. I'm like, damn, that's good dialogue. You know, like it just, if you can just imagine these two people just having this conversation, it's, I don't know. I'm a big sucker for dialogue. So that's not a trope, but I went on a tangent. Well, I guess that's true. I'm bad at the tropes. I had to get my the amazing woman who does my graphics. Shout out to Allie. She shout out to Allie. She was like, let's like do your book and then we'll do the arrows. And I'm like, Allie, I don't know what my tropes are. Like, she's like, no, we're gonna find them. We're gonna, you know, like, and so it, I'm the worst. But I've got some tropes in there, right? Like,
you do absolutely. I think the now and then trope, like you have.
Yeah, see, these are the things I don't know. I only know like the, you know, like the hot, like the miscommunication trope and the pregnancy tropes and like the things that I always, and I'm like, I don't have those.
Those are the big ones. Now I
Yeah.
want to go for those micro tropes. Like I feel like people are like, oh, trope. I want to know what your micro tropes are. So when thinking about your book for readers who aren't familiar with it, what are like the tropes that you typically like list out for folks? Like I'll say too that I like immediately.
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead and I'll think about,
That was, I love the flashback micro trope. I guess more of a micro trope. I love that.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
huge for me, and I get very excited about that right now. I was actually just interviewing Daisy Jane. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her or not.
I saw your posts about that. I need to check her out. Yeah.
You and I were just talking about how like the most perfect nostalgia books are written when it's in like the time, like in that actual like setting and that year and that and you, that was like this book for me. And then what other one, retro romance. Like I think that retro romance is about to hit big, especially with all of these 80s and 90s like vibes being in fashion and like just out there right now in culture, and those are the two that I tell everyone about. Like when I'm like, oh, you gotta read this book. It's like those are like,
oh yeah, thank you. And I guess I have the rock star romance a little bit there. Well, not a little bit, a lot.
That's a big
yeah, and the, you know, divorced mom. I don't know. Is characters over 40? Is that a trope? I don't know.
I was gonna say that the other thing I was obsessed with your book was that the female main character is in her 40s, like 44, I think, at the beginning.
Yeah, she's 44 in the present day. It's not really present. It's the book's present day. But yeah, you're right. 44. You've good memory.
I appreciate that, and I think that a lot of readers appreciate that because
I hope so, because I may or may not be in my 40s.
The 23-year-old, the 25-year-old.
It's hard for me. Yeah, and I have read some amazing books where the characters were in their 20s, so definitely don't want to ever rule those out. But it's very refreshing, I think, to see.
And she is, and some of the book, like she is.
Yeah. I mean, you do see her in her 20s, so that is cool too.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess those are, I have tropes. I didn't know I figured I had tropes. I just needed somebody to pull them out of me.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get ahead of myself. I have a question for you that was
go ahead.
Go back to this later. I'm actually gonna just have to answer all 8 questions right here in one conversation. That's how I get. Okay. Next color before I derail myself.
Okay, blue. Blue's an option, right?
Yep. B-L-U-E. I forgot to list them out. And then 1, 2, or 6 because we just answered 5.
Let's do 1.
1. All right. Okay. Question number 1 is the question that all authors hate. I asked them this, so sorry. But what are 3 things about you that your readers might not know about you?
I am 48.
Okay.
I am 48, so that's why I was telling you that's how I was able to write the 80s, because like I said, I was a fully functioning like human in the 80s.
Yes, exactly.
I turned 13 the year that the first flashback year.
Okay.
So 1988. I turned 13.
All those memories, yep.
Yeah. So yes. So I will be, God, my next big birthday is 50. So I don't know. I mean, you know, that's sort of an interesting fact. Let's see what else. Might not know about me. I am not currently working as this right now. I'm working in sales, but I'm a certified public accountant.
Nice.
Nerd alert. And no, I cannot do your taxes. You do not want me doing your taxes. It will not end well. I don't even do my own taxes. Let's see. Third fact. I think everybody knows I'm obsessed with cats. Let's see. I was married for 2 years in my 20s, got divorced, and then got married to my current husband in my 30s.
Wow, that
So
is
yes.
awesome. I love those three things. That wasn't hard at all for you. That is awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I should have come up with something a little bit more creative. Those were
I
kind
was
of like,
creative. I when it's like an icebreaker question, and I feel like I hate icebreakers. I almost feel bad and guilty asking people these questions. But I love it because then people who are watching, they can like find these things and connect with you. So this is
yes,
great.
yes,
Blue, pink, yellow, or orange?
pink.
Pink. Pink. Oh, we have a new set of numbers now.
Oh
3,
my God.
7, or 8?
7.
7. All right. Question number 7, and I'm dying to know this.
Oh, good.
How did this idea of the book like come to your mind? Like, what was like the premise of this from?
I think probably a seed of an idea of this book has been in my brain since I was 13 years old. I mean, not like,
Of course.
just a girl, a boy, a band, Sunset Strip, LA, that whole thing. Like I can't adequately explain. I don't know. Maybe there's a comparable thing in a different time period, but like that like mid to late 80s time period like was insane. Like it was like rocket. I mean, I wasn't involved in it. Obviously, I was like 12, 13 years
Right.
old.
You
I
knew
wanted to be involved in it. My mother would not let me go to, Los Angeles and be involved in it. But
right.
that was when like, I mean, we just watched like, when I say we, I mean my sister, my friends, like everybody was obsessed. Like we just watched MTV 24/7. It was obviously when MTV was videos, right? And
Actually, yeah.
yes, and this is when like Guns N' Roses broke, like that, like I mean, shit, like we were just like, what the hell is this?
Yes.
Like it was, I mean, you could probably just tell how excited I get about it. Like, I mean,
Yes.
we just couldn't believe that like just the music that was coming out. And so, like I said, we would just watch MTV 24/7. We would read all these magazines. My sister and I would ride our bikes to the 7-Eleven to get this magazine called Metal Edge magazine, where it had like posters of all these like boys
Yeah.
with long hair and leather and so I was just like super obsessed with that whole scene and all that music. And like, I never, like, obviously I kind of like grew out of buying magazines and putting posters up on my wall, but like,
So did we really?
music like never left me.
Mm-mm.
And like the crushes that I had on those guys like never
Yeah.
left me, even though
Yeah.
they're all like 60 now. Like I'm still crushing, you know what
Oh,
I mean? Like,
the
and I
music
feel like we're
is
much more age appropriate now. Even though I am married, I feel like 48 and 60, like that could work,
right. Exactly. Absolutely. Yes.
I love my husband very much, should he be watching this.
Of
But
course.
so yeah, I don't know. I think what really like where I was like, okay, I got this idea is I took a trip with my friend Lisa to LA in 2019. And I got to go to all the places that I name in that book. Maybe not all, but close. And I just was like, damn, I just like have this idea and I kind of know how I want it to go, but I'm not sure. And then it was just like swirling around. And then I would start writing stuff and I'd be like, I think I'm writing fan fiction. Okay. Which is fine. No judgment at all on fan fiction. But I was like, I want an original story here, like, and so again, formulating in my head. My friend, who was an author, Melissa Grace, she told me that she was just kind of out of the blue. She's like, I'm going to write a book. And I was like, okay, I don't mean to be like a copycat or anything, but I kind of have this idea and I kind of want to tell you and you tell me if I should run with it. And she was like, yes, you absolutely should. So July of 2020, I started this book and it evolved. Things things changed. There were rewrites. Like, I'll have to tell you offline one day, like the stuff that was going to happen, but it didn't happen type of thing. Anyway, 3 years later, I finish it. And a year later, I publish it. So,
that is awesome.
yeah.
I have lots of questions. That is really cool. So this has been in the works, like in your mind for a while. It's just had different like renditions.
It had different, it had variations. A variation of this has been in my mind for quite a while.
I love that. That is awesome. That just like tells you it was meant to be put on paper because
I think so. Yeah, you know.
I love
it. Yeah.
So cool. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Pink, yellow, orange, or blue? Same.
Orange.
Orange. ORANGE. 3, 4, or 8? Because you already did
8.
8. Question number 8. Okay. Okay, this is also for folks who haven't read this book yet. Can you tell them a little bit? We've given them some sneak peeks here and there and some little bits and pieces about what For Eva is about. We have a woman who's 44 at the beginning of this book when you're introduced to Eva, and we've mentioned a couple other things like the rockstar romance, but can you give them your author sales pitch of what For Eva's
my
about?
Elevator pitch? That was my day job. I pitch during my day job. I don't pitch on fun time. No. I'm so tempted to like pick up the book and just read the back.
I know. And if we spoil anything, I'll just put a big spoiler alert.
I will say the book is it's about a 44-year-old divorced mother. It starts in 2008. She is recently divorced, pretty upset about it. Her husband, this is not a spoiler, her husband left her for another woman. And anyway, she's just like living her life and kind of, trudging along. And she gets this phone call from a reporter who works for Rolling Stone, and he wants to talk to her about some stuff that happened in her past when she was hanging out and working with her ex-boyfriend's band in the late 80s. And that sets off kind of just like this chain of events where she's remembering all these things, and she eventually kind of reconnects with some of these people, and you'll just have to see what happens after that. But you get a peek into her life now, and then a really big peek into her life as she, like I said, it started like 88 is the first flashback, like how her life progresses through that era. And then kind of a fairly big event happens, which kind of changes the trajectory. I can't ever say this word, trajectory of her life. I know. Sets things on a different course, sends her to a different city. Which is one of the things I also really like about this is that there's like these little things that happen that just like switch the course of her life. And I think that's like, that happens to all of us in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not as dramatically as it, does in the book, but sometimes, I mean, I've certainly had big events like that happen in my life that sent me to, like, that's how I ended up in Nashville. A story for another day. But, that's, it's very interesting.
My favorite parts about this book was that, like, Eva makes decisions, and you might not always, like, love, as a reader, the decisions Eva makes, but they're very realistic situations, and none of us make what we would probably consider now perfect decisions then. And I just loved it.
That really means a lot that you said that, because I really wanted to write a book where nobody was perfect, right? Like
perfectly imperfect. And that is like,
yes. Like And I have had a couple people say that to me, kind of in the same vein of what you said, like, it's like, Eva girl, why did you do that? But then you're kind of like, well, I kind of get why she did it. Like, I can put myself in that situation and be like,
my favorite characters that I read in books are the ones that I just want to shake and be like, what are you doing? Because I think I want to do that to my own self too. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've got her friend kind of there to say, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Like, so it's, I'm glad, I'm really honored that you said that, because that was really a huge goal of mine, is to like write realistic people. So
it's my favorite, like, and this is something that if you watch my interviews, especially the interviews I do as of lately, it's a theme that I keep saying, and maybe it's just like that era that I'm in right now, but I love the billionaire romance. I love I can eat it up. It's wonderful. I just crave really realistic,
me too,
characters right now, and I get very excited when I find.
Me too. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for saying that. I really appreciate it, because that was a really big deal to me.
Yeah, so. It was huge and so fun to read. Yeah. Okay, so same color options: pink, orange, blue, or yellow. PINK. And your number options, you have to use my little handy dandy notes. 3 or 8 is left.
3.
Group. Okay. 3. Okay. And selfishly, I'm dying to know this. Are you working on any other books right now? That is my question. Okay.
Yeah. Denise.
Oh, good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you put that on the book? I feel like you might have, and I just know.
No, I didn't. Okay. I didn't.
I don't remember that, but maybe I was just like flying through or something. Then okay.
No, I didn't. I didn't. Ooh. But I knew probably 3 chapters in. Well, I don't know when Denise makes an appearance. I can't remember. The chapter 2, whatever. Anyway, I knew fairly soon after Denise made an appearance that Denise needed. Yeah. But it's going to be, and I just learned this term, because I'm new to this world. It's an interconnected standalone. So you would not have to have read Eva to read Denise. And I think that people will be surprised. Well, if you've read the book and you know Denise, like, you're gonna find out why Denise is the way she is.
Oh my god!
There's a lot of armor there. There's a lot of armor. Yeah. Yeah. It might be a little bit heavy. It might be a little bit heavier than Eva.
That's okay.
But I'm here for it. I hope everybody else is too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I didn't, like, I had to weave. I started when I realized I was going to have to write, like, not have to, but just, well, sort of a have to. Like, it's like, I got to get this out of me. When I realized I was going to have to write a book for Denise, I started kind of having to, like, weave stuff in there. Right? Like, there was no reason why some of the stuff that I mentioned about Denise had to happen for Eva's book. You know? Now, but I was like, no, it has to happen for Denise's book. And believe me, I have a spreadsheet about, like, trying to line up the times so I don't get it wrong.
That is so impressive. Oh my gosh, that'd be so hard to do. Wow.
I was like, this happened in this year. So remember, when you write Denise's book, this happened in this year.
That is fascinating. Oh my god, it was excited. Where are you at in that writing process?
I am a little over 20,000 words. Okay. So it'll probably be, Eva's 100,000. So it'll probably be the same as Eva. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm hoping for next summer. I'm hoping. Okay.
Oh, that'll be a perfect summer read for 2025.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm going to start my countdown now. And then do you know how many books you plan to put in this interconnected series, or is it going to just kind of like happen?
I honestly think this one's just Eva and Denise.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's other people that I could explore, like, that are very, very minor characters, but
Denise was,
I don't know.
I'm not strong, like, side character. Yeah. She was amazing. Yeah.
Denise.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's great. Yeah. No, I think it'll just be Eva and Denise.
That's perfect. Oh.
Yeah. And I've had a couple people ask me, well, okay, that's great. I mean, they're excited about Denise, but they're like, so do we find out what's going on with Eva and what, whoever that person might be? And I'm like, they will make an appearance.
Yeah. That is so exciting. Oh, this is going to be great. Wonderful. I'm so jealous of anyone who gets to read For Eva for the very first time. Okay. Wow. Now that gives me something already to start planning my next year's summer.
I need to start planning it too.
Yeah. No pressure. No pressure.
Need to get on it.
Okay. Orange, blue, yellow, or pink?
Yellow.
Yellow. All right. YELLOW. And then we're only left with question number 8. Would you like to answer question number 8? And that's from this group. You still have another one.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Let's do it.
Question number 8. You still have 2 more after this. If you're counting down.
I was actually not counting down. I'm having so much fun.
Question number 8 is a fill in the blank question, but also like it's going to be more than one word, so maybe that's not the right setup for this question. But when readers pick up your book, how do you hope that they feel? Or what do you hope that they get out of your book? Or I don't know. It's up to you. How do you take that question?
No matter what situation they're in, they may not be in the exact same situation as Eva, or they may be. Either way, I want people to feel hopeful. Like that's at the end, I was just like very like, right.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that, I have hope. Like there is hope. There is hope.
Yes.
And then the epilogue that's just funny. So I just want people to laugh at the epilogue.
Yeah. I think hopeful is so good, and that is like a really like reflecting back when I went into reading the book and I like read the blurb about it online and then downloaded it. The like reading like your blurb, she's 44, her husband just cheated on her, she's now divorced. You are hoping to see that, like to see her, you're pulling for her and you're
yes, good, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've never had an author tell me that was what they wanted a reader to feel. I love that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I hope people feel hopeful.
Yes, absolutely. And I know I talk a lot about like nostalgia and all of that because like that's my passion. But if you did not like grow up in the 80s or early 90s and like some of this is like foreign to you, like it is a phenomenal read because you will like feel like you are right in the 80s and so I don't want to like deter viewers who are watching this if they're like I might not read because like I'm not in my 40s or I'm not from that Gen X
Yes, I mean I will tell you that some of my early readers like my ARC readers and stuff are much younger than me.
Yes.
And still thankfully very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah.
It's fun. It'll really just like take you there. Something I kept thinking of when I was reading it, one of my most favorite shows, I own the entire 10 seasons on VHS. Is it 10? Is it more? On VHS and DVD is the original like Beverly Hills 90210, and I felt like those early seasons, like I was like, oh my gosh, I need to put this back. I need to watch this. I'm starting on season 1, episode 1, and I'm going through it. This book has like
love yeah. I like on. I feel like it came on like Wednesday nights or something, but I was like,
and the reruns for Sunday.
Do not call me. Do not do anything. No. Do not talk to me. It
The
is
reruns
Wednesday
were
night.
Sunday mornings, and to this day, my parents do not let me forget. My dad's probably gonna watch this episode on YouTube. They do not let me forget about how I would make them late for church, like every Sunday. Even though I would be watching a rerun, so an episode I've already seen, and I would be up in my room, like just ignoring my parents yelling at me, "We're gonna be late for church." And I'm like sitting in front of the TV, like trying to get this episode in before we run off to church, because like I was obsessed, and I got so much of it, especially like the vibe, like the Peach Pit vibe, like with the rockers who'd come in and stuff. Like I was like getting a lot of that when I was reading For Eva, and I was
Were
like,
you a Dylan girl? Were you into Dylan?
Dylan. But you know what? The episode where Kelly chooses, or all of a sudden she's with Brandon. I was like, wow, am I like falling in love with Brandon too now? Like I think I ping ponged between the two depending on like what was happening in the seasons, and then Dylan.
That makes sense.
In fact, I considered getting like a Dylan like post behind me, and somebody
I think you should.
I'm derailing us, but your book inspired this. And then after reading your book, I was chatting with a bookstagrammer who I'm like, you gotta read this book. And she's like very much like, she actually lives in California, and she's so into the 80s and 90s, and she goes to a bunch of these 90210 like pop-up events, and she was like, do you have the Barbies? And I was like, shit, no. And I started like eBaying these Barbies of the 90210 characters.
There's 90210 Barbies?
Yes, but Steve is not one, and neither is David. And it's okay, whatever. But I think I need to get them for right here. And your book is the reason, and then me talking to her is the reason.
I am so glad that I could affect your life in this way and inspire you to make these purchases.
So somehow we just got there, but anyways, it takes you there. If you're not familiar with this time frame, you'll be obsessed, and then you're gonna go watch 90210 and order the Barbies and all that.
Well, you're probably very shocked to hear that I have Kiss action figures.
That is awesome. Not shocked, and I love it. Oh my god, the little things get us excited. Anyways, lots of fun from this book. Obviously, if you looked at my eBay history right now, I would be like Barbies. Yep, and not for my daughter, for me. I'll go ahead and just change topic before I take us down another rabbit hole. Pink, blue, yellow. No, yes, yellow or orange.
Let's do orange.
Orange. There we go. ORANGE, and then you have. We're gonna pretend you landed on these numbers. Your options are 2 or 6. Question number 2. When you think of this book, is there any like movies or TV shows or songs that like really make you like not that is based off of any of those, but that remind you of this book, or vice versa? Like the book reminds you of these nostalgic movies, shows.
Like nostalgic ones?
Yes. Like from that time. It doesn't have to be from the 80s, but like actually
it does. Oh, it doesn't.
Okay. Anything, any time.
Well, I will tell you, I was just, well, you know, the music is obviously all that, like the Guns N' Roses,
which Sweet Child of Mine was my wedding song with my father-daughter dance.
Oh my gosh, that's really sweet. Yeah, I mean, Guns N' Roses was just that. Yeah, they were everything back then. So that whole like music, and I'm trying to think like what. Well, this is okay. So remember, I told you we were doing the graphics, and I was like, "What am I going to put for the arrows, Allie?" And she's like, "I'm making you put like, or not making you." She's like, "We should put Daisy Jones in the 6 5s."
Yes,
and I was like, okay, that's like, I mean.
Yes, that's a good one.
I don't want to compare my book to JC. I don't want to compare myself to Taylor Jenkins Reid by any means.
That's a very good comparison.
But I did like that book.
Yes.
But there was something, you know, when I read that book, I was like, damn, I wish this took place in the 80s. Like, that's all I wanted. And I couldn't find, I'm getting off topic here. I think I'm avoiding your question because I can't think of the answer to your question.
Take us down a rabbit hole. Like, you're only absolutely entitled to do that.
But yeah, I was like, God, I wish this was in the 80s. Like, and every book that I would kind of find, like, like Daisy Jones, awesome book. I mean, Taylor Jenkins Reid, we all know she's amazing. There's another one out there, Songs in Ursa Major. I don't know if you've ever read that.
I have, but it's been a bit since I read it.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too. And then Mary Jane was kind of music, like what they were all like 60s and 70s.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I couldn't find that 80s book like that I wanted. You know what I mean? So that kind of goes back to like, why did you like what inspired you to write this? Like I couldn't find the damn book, so I wrote it because I was like, I wanted to read it. So yeah, but as far as like nostalgic TV shows or like just MTV and that whole culture of being just like, you know, there wasn't the internet, so I couldn't like go online and Google these guys' lives that I had crushes on, right? Like I said, I had to ride my bike up to the 7-Eleven and get a magazine,
exactly,
and like rip out a page and stick it on my wall and look at it, and be like, I wonder what your life is like, you know, like, so yeah, just that whole sort of Sunset Strip, LA 80s. I call it metal, but you know, hard rock scene, you know. I mean, we're not talking like death metal here or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with death metal, it's just not my scene. But
rock, like Joan Jett, who just opened for Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, well, I saw that on your Instagram, and I was like, I meant to say something, and I didn't. She's fantastic. I've seen her a couple times open up for people. She's amazing. She's on my playlist.
Yes.
Hate Myself for Loving You is on the playlist.
She played it. It was so good.
Because Eva plays that.
You're right.
Like,
I didn't think when there's was at the concert. Oh my gosh. When she played that song, I was like, oh, I feel like recently, like I've heard this movie. Because I was just like so excited for like Bad Reputation, thinking of like 10 Things I Hate About You and like how it ended and all that. And I love rock and roll, but I was wondering why that song was like standing out to me. She was so fun to watch, and such
she's a badass.
There, like 65 and just like absolutely
total badass.
Yeah, like oh my god, yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, so this is the last of the fortune teller questions. Okay. We're going to still, just for old time's sake, go through this, even though I'm going to tell you which number to pick. Or you can pick whatever you want, but I already know the answer. Okay. Orange, blue, pink, or yellow?
Orange.
GE, and then, oh, look at that. Question number 6.
Oh, I'll take number 6.
Okay, question number 6 is, I'm changing all the questions out of fill in the blanks. I don't know why I ever made them fill in the blanks. Could you describe to me your ideal book crush? Like, and it doesn't have to be like a specific person that you read, like a specific character, but like when you're reading a book or writing a book, like what are you looking for in that crush character?
Goodness. Somebody who is witty.
I was going to say the good banter, yeah.
Witty, right? Good banter.
Right.
Somebody who has had some good dialogue written for him.
Yes, exactly.
So along with that, like I like a little bit of sarcasm in people, right? Like I like that little, like, I don't know, like a kernel of it, right? Too much is too much, but I really like, I mean, let's get into physical appearance here. Like, I really like dark hair.
Yes.
I'm a dark hair. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm a dark hair girl.
So wait, were you a Dylan fan?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Brandon was like goody two. Like bad boy. I love a bad boy. Oh, I mean, I don't mean to sound, you know, whatever, trite. But I'm a sucker. I am a sucker.
Man, yes, yep.
Sucker. Just
agreed.
Oh, witty, sarcastic, dark-haired, bad boy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfection, right there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, you don't. Yeah. That's it. I was gonna be like, well, I should add like kind and caring and
not really.
but this is book world.
Yeah.
And he can be whatever.
You know your audience, I'm kidding.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, I wrote one of those guys.
Yeah,
So
I had somebody in here who I absolutely adore her and her books. And when I asked her that question, she was like, I want him to be a complete asshole to everyone but me. And I'm like, you know what? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And it's funny because asking you
love
this,
the honesty.
yeah, asking you this, asking her this, you all write books. Like, it's funny to see, like, of course, like, you're going to carry these over into your characters you're writing because, like, you love them.
You love them. I mean, I think, I don't want to speak for all people, but, God, I mean, it's hard for me to not, the bad boy.
Yeah, crazy.
So good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have so much.
Yeah. Team Dylan.
Yeah. All right. Well, that ends the portion of the episode with the fortune teller. So thank you so much for indulging in that with me. I absolutely find it almost therapeutic. But it's very fun. Yes. Yeah, so thank you for doing that. And then this next final part of the interview is you get to pick, and there's now 4, because this is a new season. This is season 2, episode 2. So,
congratulations on that, by the way.
So I've added a new game to this.
Okay.
You get to pick, and the original 3 options were MASH, which I do like a Monday MASH every Monday. So that's kind of where that originated from. Truth or Dare, and Never Have I Ever, all with bookish twists. I'm adding this season 2 truths and a lie. So all with bookish twists, all nostalgic games that I'm sure people still play. I don't know about MASH. I don't know.
Oh, I played MASH with my daughter and her friend, maybe. Now they're 13 and they're too cool to do anything with me.
Yeah.
But like when they were like in 5th grade or so, we would, every time her friend would come over, we'd have to play MASH.
Good. The MASH makes me happy and gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep it alive.
Yeah. Great. I think it should be a movement, and we should lead that movement. If you're another daughter or son, make sure that you're pushing MASH. So those are your 4 choices. Like I said, all with bookish twists. I'm not going to go dare you to give yourself a swirly or anything like that. So you can do that when you're ready. Let me know pick your poison.
Okay. Oh gosh. I'm torn between Never Have I Ever and 2 truths and a lie. But like the bookish twist has got me wondering.
It's challenging. Yeah, it's challenging.
So let's just do
Have
2
I
truths
Ever.
and a lie.
Which one? 2 truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie.
I was going to tell you for the Never Have I Ever, I'm only making us hold up 3 fingers, but 2 truths and a lie. All right. So for those watching, I'll give you time to think. I'll explain what the game is in case they've never heard of it, which is rare. 2 truths. So Jen will come up with 2 truths and a lie. She'll say them without telling me which is which, and I'm going to have to guess what the lie is, and vice versa. We'll keep it bookish. Maybe we'll broaden it to be like bookish / nostalgic if you want. Like it can be like experiences from the 80s and whatever, if that makes it easier for you. It's always harder to play this game with people that you know only at a certain level, because I don't know all of your secrets and you don't know mine, so it makes it harder but fun. So we'll whenever you're ready, and you get to pick if you want to guess first or if you want me to guess first.
I want to guess first. Okay. Because I need time to process.
And no rush. I can always put on elevator music and speed it up if you need extra time. Okay. I see. I'm at a little bit of an advantage, A, because I knew these options, and you didn't really know these options, and also B, just played this with another author recently. Okay, so I will go. and then I'm gonna have to start thinking of new ones. All right, I'll start reading mine out. I've never had a late library book. I read over 100 books a year. I didn't get into reading until I was in grad school. Those are my three.
Okay, I'm picking out the lie, right?
You're picking out the lie, yes. So
yeah, okay. I was like, we're playing the same game. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that I hadn't like gotten rusty,
Lie.
that they hadn't changed the rules on me. I think the lie is you've never had an overdue library book.
That is definitely the lie because my books are always overdue. Yeah.
Mine are too, because I'm lazy.
That's really it. I'm trying to be a good role model for my kids because we're starting to go to the library a lot over the summer. We're 50-50 right now.
Well, I wish I could get my daughter to read. She won't. So, okay, let's see. I have Sorry, can I say that? Yeah. Does it have to be bookish? Do I have to I'm trying to
have to be bookish.
I'm trying to think about bookish stuff.
This is a hard one to do bookish.
I picked a bad game. Oh no. Okay.
A lot of people are going to choose it because it's new, and then they're like, "Ooh, I regret this."
Okay. I'm thinking.
Take your time.
I have 6 tattoos. These are not bookish. Okay. I obsessively watch Dateline and love dogs.
It's painful for you to even say.
It was really
to go with your lie is that I love dogs.
I've now been banned from Bookstagram.
It's okay. My dog's upstairs sleeping. He can't hear you.
I do like dogs, but I love cats.
Everybody said you loved cats earlier, so that also helped me, but it was funny. The way you said it.
I do have 6 tattoos, and I obsessively watch Dateline.
I love it.
Yeah, no, I know how much the Bookstagram community loves their dogs. I just want everybody to know I do like dogs.
Does not wish harm on any dog.
I never would wish harm on a dog. I love how much people love their dogs, but I am so obsessed with my cat. It's okay. It's abnormal.
I feel like there's a lot of people though also on Bookstagram who are obsessed with their cat. So
I think there's a good mix of yeah. I definitely don't hate dogs. I could never. I have to. Like the commercial, the ASCPA commercials that come on TV, I have to I can't, I can't stand to see an animal hurt.
No.
So, oh God. They kept playing them the other night when I was trying to watch Dateline, and it kept coming on, and I was like, damn it.
I
cannot
the channel for the SPCA commercials is the Dateline. I feel like this always come on during Dateline.
Oh, anyway.
It's the fast forward through those. Yeah. It's not nice to do that to us.
I'm just cat obsessed. So
I love it. Absolutely love it.
And my husband is like, you guys do not have a normal relationship.
How many cats do you have?
I just have one because I can't give my love to 2.
Right. Yes.
And also my cat is really mean and would probably kill the other cats. So
that'd be so that's good. It's only cat. That is awesome. Yes. I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, Jen, I had so much fun chatting with you tonight. Thank you for answering my bajillion questions I had for you.
Thank you.
That was so much fun. I feel like I'm going to continue to pester you in DMs and ask you a billion more questions. So
does any author ever tire of talking about their book?
Yeah. Good. Well, I'm never going to get tired of telling everyone to read this book. I instantly texted my book club about it and anyone who will listen to me. So once again, For Eva, it's out. It came out July 20th, right? June.
June.
If I could only get the month that I'm in.
We just went into the future.
It came out. Yeah. I'm psychic. June 20th. So actually not that long ago. And it is a phenomenal read. Everything that I obsess with in a book, and I was telling Jen before this episode that I hope to do a giveaway soon with some nostalgia in general books that I love, and definitely including For Eva, because singing it from the rooftops, definitely check it out. I'm going to include all of the links, where to find For Eva and buy it, where to connect with Jen on social media. All of the links will be included in the caption, so you can click and quickly connect. Thank you again, Jen, for joining me. I hope you'll come back, especially when we talk about Denise's book.
Yes. Oh, Jordan, thank you so much. This is amazing. This is amazing, and I am grateful, and I'm so appreciative of you wanting to do this.
Yes, no, absolutely. So we'll stay close, and I'll be posting tons of content about For Eva on my Bookstagram page, so that readers can hear all about it. I absolutely love it. Thank you again, and I can't wait for you to come back on, because this was so fun.
Thanks, Jordan. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching this episode, and I'll see you next time. All right. I have this dangerous feeling.